And we are live, family. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Peace, family that's joining us. Make sure that when you come in, make sure you share with a friend or 6. Let's get some people in here. Peace, family. Come on in. Make sure that you share this live with a friend when you join. What's up, y'all? I see y'all in here. I feel so good today, y'all. How y'all feeling? Leave some comments below. While we are waiting for more people to join, let's get some more people in here. Make sure y'all share it with everyone once you join the live, and we will get started very shortly here. What's up, family? I see our supporters in here. I'm so excited to get this interview started. I see the CEO checking in. Hey, CC. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Hey.
Klub, how y'all doing?
Say it again.
How y'all doing? How you doing?
We doing well, and you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, we're going to let some more people roll in before we get this interview jumping. Make sure that y'all share with a friend, a family member. Make sure y'all kick back, relax, and chill with us. Get this interview popping.
Definitely.
Hey, y'all.
Back in.
Okay, we got some people rolling in. How are you doing today?
It's all right. Long day. Very long day.
Understood.
We making it, you know.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Day one. There go day one right there. East side, stand up. Yes, sir.
Peace, Kiani. What's going on? Appreciate the love, family. And I guess we can get this thing rolling. Oh, y'all are so sweet. Thank you. All right, so peace, family. What's going on? I know it's been a minute, but it's your girl Aria Alicia checking in with Sound on the Hill, Sound Everywhere. And today I have with me.
You have Juwan Witherspoon from the east side of Atlanta. Yes.
Okay, and Juwan Witherspoon, you go by the Doe Club Prez. Am I getting that correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So tell us about yourself and how you got started as an entrepreneur.
Well, started in college. I did parties. I was a party promoter. I was the VP of a promotion team at Darden State. Darden State is no longer here. Albany State bought them out. But it was only 2 colleges. Well, it was 3. But 2 main colleges were Albany State and Darden State. While I was at Darden State, I was only at Darden State for a year. I did party promotion. Me and one of my close friends, we ended up starting a promo team. First semester was all right. I mean, I did kickbacks a little bit. But second semester really turned it up. We ended up doing club parties, renting out houses, doing everything like we were supposed to do as party promoters. But it was really smooth. I had a family to take care of. I have no children, but my family was my main reason why I was throwing parties, just because, I had to get some money rolling, I had to get some money in. And the situation that I was in at the time, we had enough people to, go crazy with it. It was just like, we in a small city. It pretty much, the only thing we can do is party, drink, eat, and sleep, and go to class as if you go to class. So,
Right.
and that's pretty much what it was. But after that, I did the parties. I came home. I ended up doing some Atlanta promo where I was the CEO. When I was in Albany, I wasn't the CEO. I was the VP. But
Okay.
then probably I got home probably about 6 months. Ended up doing the Atlanta scene for about a few months, just to do it for about a year or so. And right after that, you know, I kind of let it go. I had to pretty much get more, I had to let it go. That's when I started with the clothing line, and everything ended up falling into place with that. But yeah, that's how I got started with it.
Dope, dope. So, what are some fun facts about you that our audience should know?
I'm rare. I am. That's why it's in my bio. My bio, I got rare in it. I'm rare.
Okay.
I got a different body. A lot of people don't really, you know, some people understand, but when I say I got a different body, my upbringing was very different.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to survive.
Gotcha.
And you got to get to it. So I feel like that's what people need to know. I'm very rare.
Okay, dope. So, do you have any favorite creatives or like any dream collaboration?
I really want to do a collab with Supreme. I really do.
I think that would be fire.
And I've been watching them for a minute, and I don't even own Supreme. I don't own any type of Supreme. No Supreme T-shirts, socks, nothing. I don't own no type of Supreme. But
Okay.
I can get it, but it's not really. I like to wear my own stuff. I put it to you like that. Like, I don't got my own stuff now, but I like to wear my own stuff. And when it comes down to the collabs, as in the mainstream, Supreme. But when it comes down to other people, like other people that I know that do clothing, one of them is actually here, Manil Way. My man, he got his going on. I would definitely want to do a collab with him. That's definitely in the works right now. Definitely
Shout
in the
out.
works.
Shout out.
That's a
I love to see
collaboration,
that.
and that's pretty much it for real, for real. But I'm up to any type of collaborations, because right now, in the type of world we live in, I feel like everybody should show each other love, especially with whatever what everybody want to do. You show love to anybody, people come in and show love. So, you know,
Definitely. Okay. So, could you give us some more insight on Witherspoon Enterprises?
uh, I started Witherspoon Enterprises about 7 months after my grandfather passed, and my grandfather is the reason why I have the Witherspoon last name. And I started in his name because I wasn't able to see him before he passed, which was very hard for me because I was getting ready to move to New York. And at the time I was working a lot, and I was going to get a license for the clothing line, and I was going to get a separate one for the growth oil. Now, at the time, I'm still learning about the LLC process and, getting everything done. So when I actually got better intel, which was from my father, he told me, why not start an enterprise company? You already have two. He was like, and your sister has a business. She does hair. He was like, so why not collab everything and put everything under the enterprise name? And eventually that's what I ended up doing. I ended up starting an enterprise company, and it took me 3 minutes to come up with a name. At first I was gonna collab it with Dope Club. I was gonna come up with like a little fancy name, just add dough to it.
Right.
But then they just hit me, and it was just like, hey, I'm gonna just keep it in the family. It was like, why not?
I like that. That's
And
dope. Okay, so how did you begin the process of writing your book?
now, I always been a writer. When I was in college, I ended up writing poetry. I used to do like stand-ups here and there. I would end up expressing myself. Like, I would create poetry at a bad time in a way, when I'm up, not sleeping, ended up writing. And my first time writing a poem was, I ended up losing two close friends in one night. One of them was robbed and killed. Another one was ran over with a car. So at that time, you know, that really hurt me. And I was away from home. I couldn't come home. You know, I couldn't come home for none of the funerals. So that really hurt me in a way. So while I was out there, I ended up writing, ended up doing a stand-up the next day, and ended up being like, hey, why not? I'm going to start writing. But as far as the book goes, me doing like a long type of, it took me a minute to write this book. It took me a long time.
Right.
And mainly because of technical issues and because there was a lot going on as far as life. But when I first started writing this book, I started writing it as a life story. But my life story is an entrepreneur story. I'm not even going to hold you. I've always had entrepreneurship around me. My grandmother, my uncle, even my father. My father did 10 years in prison, came home within a year. He got a Benz and he had a house. So my pops did more than enough for himself. And I actually seen everything growing up. So that's what made me become an entrepreneur, to actually be like, okay, let me go ahead and try something. When I was in high school, I would sell like cookies. Like I was a finesse entrepreneur in the college, or like in high school. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I would buy Kroger cookies and put them in plastic bags, and I would tell them like, yeah, I made the cookies. So like they'll buy them because it's like, oh, you made them? Oh, bet I'm gonna go ahead and buy them. So I was selling out every day. My mother will tell you I was selling. I was going crazy with them. Like,
Okay, Kroger cookies.
hey, look, hey, hey, you know the big thing like $5, you know. So hey, you know it's a finesse.
So yeah, I used to bake in high school. I used to sell stuff too. Definitely. It was a quick come up.
Hey, I give you your flowers with that one. It's a lot of patience with baking.
Yeah, definitely. So, how are we preparing for this book release?
All right. I have a short film that's going to be released next month. I got Shell shooting that, definitely for sure. The short film is probably going to be half of the promotion, just because it's going to cover where I'm from, my background. You know, my mother, she's going to have a little part in it. And it's just a breakdown of you can't quit. You just can't. And as much as I've seen death and failure and everything around me, like you would expect for me to quit.
Right.
Like you would expect for me to just drop everything and be like, forget it. Like I done ran into a lot of dead ends. And I think that's what the problem is with a lot of people as entrepreneurs. They hit a lot of dead ends and they ended up saying, forget it. I'm just take a break. That break ended up turning into not doing nothing at all. And then eventually you're going to erase it out of your bio. Eventually delete the Instagram, delete all of the, delete everything that you built up and just not to give up. It's a lot of things people don't understand when it comes down to being an entrepreneur. It's going to be hard. It was hard for me when I first started. It was very hard. It was a lot of days I was broke. You would expect my business to be jumping continuously all the time. Nah, you're going to have some dead ends. You're going to have some dead ends. You're going to have some dry times. You're going to have no sales whatsoever. But then you got those times to where you at 99%. You running your money up. Your pocket's full. You're doing everything you got to do. Your promotion sales are up. Everything is up. Everything is running how it's supposed to. You have to really watch and see. Because at the end of the day, this is not for the weak at all. You have to think you the shit in order to be an entrepreneur. In order for you to really be out here and really to tell somebody like I can do this, you have to think you the shit. You just have to. You have to.
I can definitely agree to that statement. Absolutely. Peace family that's still joining in. I see y'all coming in here. So here's one of my favorite questions. What inspired you to create the honey growth oil?
This is a funny story. So before I moved to New York, it took me about 2 years to get my beard to finally connect. It took me about 2 years. I moved to New York. I didn't get a haircut at first because I was expecting to come back in about 3 or 4 weeks to come get the rest of my things. But it ended up playing out differently. I had to end up staying in New York. I found a barber in Brooklyn. I took the train to the spot. Usually, I would get my haircut from this Dominican guy. Because before I actually moved to New York, I had a barber that was on standby when I would go back and forth. Because I was going back and forth to New York like all the year before I left in 2018. I was going back and forth. So I ended up going to Brooklyn, getting a haircut. And he messed me up bad. Like, my beard was all pulled all the way down. Only thing I told him to do was to cut me down like Pop Smoke, like, you know, have a little low buddy, because I was working with food. I ended up getting a job with food. I had to cut my beard down. So he jacked me up real bad. So I was like, man, I don't even want the beard no more. Like, next time I was gonna get a cut, I was just gonna cut it off. But then my people ended up was like, nah, just keep it. Just like, you know, put some oil on it. Like, try to get it to grow out. Just don't get a haircut for a minute. And I was like, all right, cool. Ended up not getting a haircut for about 2-3 months. Ended up getting one. It was a little bit better, but it wasn't to my standards. Like, it wasn't to where it was before. So while I was in New York, I started playing with oil. I started just making oil, like started to make my own recipes just to see, like, okay, let me see if this works. Or let me see if this works. I'm going to add these two together and see if it works. Because one oil just wasn't cutting it. It really wasn't cutting it. So I was like, man, forget it. I'm smart enough. I can come up with a way to do it, because I was in school in New York. I was in school for aviation mechanic. I was working on airplanes. So at the time, I didn't have no time to get a haircut. I was continuously in school. So we was like, hey, I'm just grow it out. Tried it. I didn't come up with a real recipe until I got back to Atlanta, because at the time I had to come back home because of COVID. So came back because of COVID. I came up with a recipe. I went through 6 recipes of coming up to how to come up with this profile. I went through 6. The last one hit the sky. I put it on my little brother's face. My little brother was 16. He ended up turning from a chin strap to a full beard within, like, I give it 4 weeks. And it blew my mind.
Just like
And
that.
it blew my mind. Yeah.
It's
And
all
I
about
just put it out there.
It's all about trial and error. Like, especially when you're when you in the lab and you're just trying to curate the best, blend the best. It's just all about trial and error. So do you see yourself opening a storefront for all your merchandise?
As far as the storefront, I will. But my storefront idea is very different. That year that I spent in New York, I pretty much learned how to maneuver in their city. So as far as the storefront, I will like to sell my clothes in the store, but it will be in corner stores. Now, Dope Club came from Flight Club. I think we was in like high school, 9th, 10th grade. You'll be in the computer lab. Everybody will be looking at shoes on Flight Club. Oh, I want to get these shoes. But you know your parents ain't going to buy them because they're like $500,000 for a pair of shoes that you know you could get for like $300-400 on another site, but you just getting it off of Flight Club just because of the name.
Right.
But me, I never bought any shoes from Flight Club. We wasn't at that. I wouldn't get no shoes from that. At the time, I didn't get my first pair of J's until my sophomore, junior year of high school.
Right.
From Flight Club.
That just take you back right there.
But it was smooth, man. I just came up with it, just popped out with it. I do want a storefront, but it's gonna be in corner stores. That's my main goal right now. That's really my main goal. Clothing line and the growth forward was really a step ladder into stepping into a whole nother different bracket for businesses, a whole nother different bracket of money. And dealing with corner stores, you got to deal with a lot. But when I was up there, I literally memorized their whole like everything. I memorized everything, just on how they move, how to open everything, how to get this, how to get that. Like, I just sit in the corner store and watch, just like, oh man, it's crazy. It's heavy traffic.
Absolutely.
Heavy traffic. And none of them have clothes in them. None of them.
And see, that's a good come up. The fact that you sat back and you observed that, you said, okay, you know, I want to make sure that I can put my brand in there because other people are not doing it.
Definitely.
Dope. So what more can we expect from Witherspoon Enterprises?
Ooh. Corner stores, definitely. Coming up this year, definitely. Corner stores. Dope Club will be having a release later this month. We have some difficulties right now dealing with these print shops, but we have a drop going on next month and this month. And trying to get my sister back on with the hair, but she's doing a lock retwist as far as that coming from Witherspoon Enterprises. But for that much, that's pretty much it. I'm just pretty much going to push the clothes. I done took a long gap dealing with Dope Club clothing. I took a long gap, and it's time to hop back on it. time to get back right. So
definitely just be patient with yourself and be gentle with yourself. Just know that nothing comes overnight, so just keep grinding. Definitely.
sure.
So, are you willing to travel for any of our events that's coming up this year?
Yes, I am, definitely.
Definitely, because Sound on the Hill, you know, we're virtual right now, but we got some. I ain't gonna say too much, but we got some heat coming this year.
All right.
So I'm really excited for that, and excited to bring all our artists, our entrepreneurs, our creatives, everyone together. I'm super excited for that.
Definitely. I'm down for it.
Huh?
I said, I'm down for it. Just let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the floor for Q&A. I see we already have one question down here. So don't forget, you guys, if you have a question, feel free to drop a question below in the question box down here, and we'll go ahead and answer them in the order that they come in. Here's the first question for you. Do you have a print machine to make shirts or an embroidery machine? That's a really good question.
I have a heat press machine that I've been using for a while. The embroidery machine, I do want to get one of those. I'm actually in the process of looking into getting one. As far as the embroidery machine, um, that's definitely a good question because I'm on that vibe. I'm definitely on that vibe because getting the machine is gonna save me a lot of money. It's gonna save me a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's gonna save me a lot of time
absolutely.
because as soon as I come up with an idea, I'm hopping on the machines and just going crazy. I'm gonna print all night. That's the type of time I'm on.
Okay. Go. Does anyone else have any more questions? Y'all get some more questions rolling in here. Do you have any questions for us or for me?
Hmm. Where? I would ask where the location of the event's gonna be at, but I ain't gonna ask that right now.
Just stay tuned.
Right. Oh, we got one. How
Got
you stay
another one.
in your business while life is still happening?
That's a good question.
Family. I look at everybody around me, and I look at how far I came. I look at the people that I lost to, as far as like whether it's to death or to prison or to anything. Like being motivated, staying motivated is very hard. As far as having a lot of stuff going on in your life, a lot of stuff is not in your control. So when it
Exactly.
comes down to the things that you separate that's in your control and the things that you know that is, you gotta maneuver. You gotta keep going. Because at the end of the day, God not gonna put nothing on you that you can't bear. So
Absolutely. No telling where Sound on the Hill is going to be at. That is a very accurate statement. There is no telling where he's going to pop up at. You just never know.
yeah.
Because as y'all know, we have been getting more into traveling. Cece, let them know we are. I ain't gonna say too much. It's another question. So here's a question from our CEO, CC the poet, the great, the GOAT. Have you ever tried spoken word?
I have twice. It was a good experience. First time I was nervous. Is I was shaking in my boots. I couldn't even. I actually recited a poem with my eyes closed the first time I did a stand up, and it was very nervous. I was very nervous. It wasn't. It was second time. It was kind of better. I was still nervous, but I have tried it. It was all right. Right
You
now,
had,
I'll stick to books.
you had your eyes closed on stage.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's different. So, yeah, because we throw Sound on the Hill. We throw a lot of spoken word events. We throw a lot of poetry, open mics. Really, we just let our creatives, our artists, just get up there and showcase whatever they want to. Many of the team are also spoken word artists, CC, and we just, we be doing our thing. I'm picking word because she on here.
got one in the comments. What would you advise for starting entrepreneurs and learning balance from business and life? Hmm.
Hold on, where's the question? I don't see it on our end.
It's from Nia Lachey. What would you advise for starting entrepreneurs and learning balance from business and life? Time.
That's a good question.
Can't juggle too much. I would say if your main income is your job, you go around your job. Now, if you work in the mornings, you know when you get off, put 2 hours of your time towards your business. If you can't afford 2 hours, put an hour. But eventually, you only do an hour for a month. After that first month, you got to boost up your time. Because at the end of
Okay.
the day, your business is not going to go nowhere, but you're not putting no time into it. You have to block everybody out. Even if you got to put your phone on D&D, you got to put everything out. Don't let nobody, when you're first starting, don't tell nobody nothing. Not nothing. Don't say a word. At the end of the day, it's some hawks out here that really walk in and be like, yeah, you see what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? They might have more money than you at the time and probably can attack what you can't attack at that moment. But when you're first starting, put time. You have to go around your work schedule. As soon as you get off of work, put a little hour into it, put an hour and a half into it. I know people got side hustles too that they do after work. So if you how to do it after your side hustle or do it during. Networking. Network with everybody at your job, at Kroger, at Quick Trip. It don't matter where you at, anywhere. Just talk. All you gotta do is just talk.
Definitely agree. And then put your business cards on people's cars. I know that's annoying, but put your cards on people's cars.
Cards, cards.
Always be a walking billboard for your brand.
Yep.
Absolutely, at all times.
Definitely.
Here's another question. Any interest in a collab on your clothing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Any type of collab, I just want to make sure that, because I'm very genuine when it comes down to collabing with people. So you won't get no shiesty work from me. You won't get no type of moving funny. I'm gonna always communicate with you if you want to collab on a design. Maybe you want to collab on, a sweater or anything. I make the designs as well. My designs that I have, every shirt that I've put out on my clothing, I have made myself. I have made designs. If it's a patch, I haven't made it. I bought those. But if it's an actual printed design, I made those myself. My logo was not made by me. I actually got my logo made by somebody else, one of my other day one homies, Centario. But any other designs on there, I made myself. So,
Dope.
to it for a collab.
Y'all got some good questions rolling in.
Definitely.
Shout out to the family that's still joining this live. I see y'all. What's up, DMR? Does anyone else have any more questions? I advise everyone to meet Monica Araya. You know who I'm talking about. I'm sorry, who can you elaborate on who that is? Sterling?
Monica Ryan. Yes, I am. Yes, I definitely am hiring for the clothing line.
I'm sorry, you said you're hiring who?
I'm putting out a flyer in the next 2 weeks, actually looking for models for photo line for a photo shoot that I'm about to have for the winter clothing line that I got going on. So I'm gonna drop that. I have a drop that's going on for the winter time. Hoodies and everything, schoolies, ski masks, anything you think of, I'm dropping it. So
Dope. Okay, we'll definitely be on the lookout. And please make sure that you send your material to our DMs. Hold on, we got a couple more questions in here. What's the publishing process like when preparing a book? That's a great question.
it is a great question. Well, right now I'm self-publishing. As far as hard copies, I went through a publishing company down here in Atlanta. That's just gonna do like I'm probably gonna do 10 to 20 hard copies, but I'm self-publishing through Google eBooks on. Yeah, I'm just gonna do ebook because due to that it's my first release. I just decided to do an ebook and just do certain select few hard copies. But the part two of Entrepreneur of the Year will be a straight hard copy. It won't be an ebook. It'll be a complete hard copy. I'm gonna try and get it into some libraries, definitely to some bookstores, and
Definitely.
yeah, we're gonna try and do that. But the first copy, I'm just doing self-publishing. The process is not that hard, not that hard at all. As far as uploading on ebook, you pretty much is gonna do a transfer from your Google Docs as far as your documents because I have it set up to where I have each chapter laid out from the book and it's on Google eDocs. I will transfer it into the ebook and it'll just basically place everything together for me actually.
Okay, that's dope. That's some insightful info for sure. Got another question. How do I contact bro? What are your social media handles?
My social media is Dope Club Press, Club with a K, DOUGH, KLUB, PREZ.
I'll put
Also,
that at the
add me
top.
on Facebook, Juwan Witherspoon, Jejuan. I don't know if you probably not gonna be able to spell that, but you can follow me on Instagram. I have, yep, there we go, right there. So you can contact me through DM. You can hit me through the clothing line page. I have both of those in my DM if you want to follow those as well. So
Absolutely. And we appreciate you so much here at Sound on the Hill. We
thank
just trying to bring all of our creatives together this year. I think everyone's kind of coming out of their hiatus and we're trying to just get everyone back out there just doing grinding, doing what you do.
Yep.
Just motivating everyone.
Definitely.
So we appreciate you for sure. And we cannot wait for your releases.
I appreciate it.
No problem. So if there are no more questions, we're going to go ahead and end this live, family. We appreciate y'all for joining us.
Get you
And
guys.
y'all have a wonderful night. Peace.